Ladies and gentlemen, the wait is finally over. The FM21 beta is live, which means we can finally get started on the Leicester save that I've been promising you for oh so very long. We've got episode 1 of this coming out for you tonight. We're going to be going daily at 4 o'clock throughout the beta period with this save, but I can't ask you to wait until 4 o'clock for episode 2. So as ever with these new series, if you want to get episode 2 earlier, specifically 11 a.m. UK time tomorrow morning, 5,000 likes. If we hit 5,000 likes, 5,000 likes. We did it last year. If we hit 5,000 likes before 11 o'clock tomorrow morning, you'll get episode 2 at 11 a.m, episode 3 at 4 p.m. And also before then, I'm going to be streaming live on Twitch. Probably now, as you're watching this, as soon as I've finished recording and uploading this video, I'm jumping over to Twitch, where I'm going to be starting my Peterborough save. And of course, if you are new to the channel and excited about all this content, subscribe, turn your notifications on. Lots of good stuff to come, including I still have a 10% discount code for the game down in the description below, which saves you money over what you'd pay on Steam or Epic while supporting the channel. So if you haven't picked the game up yet, using that discount code, you'll get instant delivery and you can be playing the game immediately or as soon as it's downloaded. It's not magic. Should we play some Football Manager 2021? Hello folks and welcome to part 1 of my FM21 beta save with Leicester. I'm Kev, and coming up on this episode, we're going to have a little look around our new team and figure out what we need to do to get Leicester back into a position where they can win the league again. 4 years have passed since Leicester did a Leicester and won the Premier League, and I think it's high time we took them back there, not just because I've just moved there. So, you know, it seemed like the appropriate place to do a save with, especially because they've got the licenses in FM21 as well. The only Premier League team with licenses. Absolutely beautiful. As am I, as you can see from my my face that I've created, part using the scan your face in, and I've filled in a few gaps and used a little bit of creative license to just adjust the rest of it. One thing I have forgot to say before we get into the video, in all the excitement in my pre-intro spiel, I am doing an FM21 giveaway. I know I've already done 3 or 4 over on Twitter. We're doing another one. This one's really easy to enter. I'm going to pin a tweet to the top of the comments and just go through to the tweet on Twitter, retweet it, make sure you're following me on Twitter, and then at some point tomorrow I'm going to announce the winner of that one. It's a really quick giveaway to get you playing the beta straight away, and it's basically the tweet announcing this video has gone live. So just go retweet that, make sure you're following, and I'll randomly pick a winner. I'll probably announce it in episode 3 or 4 because I'll record a couple in advance, but you'll see it on Twitter before then, so make sure that you're following me. So here we go. We are at Leicester. Leicester have today confirmed the appointment of Kevin Chapman as the club's new manager. They're paying me £88,000 a week on a 3-year deal. They're mad. So media prediction is a 7th placed finish. A 7th place finish, I think we can do better than that first season. We've seen from how Leicester have been doing in real life this year that I think they've probably got aspirations of a higher place finish than 7th. I think it's potentially doable, and that's what we need to be pushing for. Whether or not we can get them back into the Champions League first season, I think a lot of that comes down to how much money they're going to give me to spend and how well our first transfer window goes. But definitely, if we're looking at this being a beta save to get us through the next couple of weeks, we could potentially get through 2 or 3 seasons in that time. And I definitely think by the end of season 3, we should be looking at winning, if not challenging for the Premier League once again, probably with an 80-year-old Jamie Vardy still in the team. So this is our best 11 according to the game. The amount of people who, when they found out I was doing Leicester, said, Kev, don't get rid of Jamie Vardy just because he's old. My instinct as soon as a player hits 29 is to bin him off. Jamie Vardy's 33. I don't know how long I'm going to be able to keep him around for. And of course, I have previous with James Maddison from my Tottenham save that I did a year or 2 back as well. In fact, that might have even been last year. Tielemans and Ndidi are players I've had knocking around the place in the past as well. And Kasper Schmeichel is someone I've had in the Streamer Showdown. So there's lots of, in fact, Pereira. Is that Ricardo Pereira? Is that who that is? Yeah. See, Kev knows. He's been in my Streamer Showdown team as well. So quite familiar with quite a few of these players. And it looks like a very strong squad that doesn't necessarily, there's nothing that screams out at me from that team as needing replacements. I think the issue is going to be looking at strength in depth, and we're going to have a look at that in a second when we get into the squad. So the board are looking for us to play entertaining, attacking football and develop players using the club's youth system. What are their plans for me? 5 years down the line, they're still just looking for Europa League. We need to be doing better than that. I know some of you are going to be saying, Kev, get the real name fixes. Kev, get all of the other bits and pieces on. I'm not going to do any of that now. This is still in the beta. The whole point of the beta is to do some mass scale testing on the game. And it's really hard to do bug reports if I've modded the game. So I'm not going to be doing any mods during the beta. I'd urge you not to do mods either, because then you can report your bugs and help make sure the game becomes a better game. So we're just going to save the game. Let's see how quickly it saves. Look how quickly FM21 saves. It's a beautiful thing. And we're just going to race through these little bits. So these are the players in their last year of the contract. We're not going to worry too much about that right now. Do I give players who've played for Posh, the team I support in real life, who I will be streaming with on Twitch this evening, do I give Josh Knight of running the team just because I've seen him play in real life? Probably a bad idea. We're not going to get bogged down into the tactics creation stuff right now. We'll accept that current vision because it all seemed fine. Pre-season preparation, we've got a training camp already in place. That's all good. Injury-wise, James Maddison looks like he's potentially going to miss the start of the season. Wes Morgan, does he still play regularly for Leicester at 36? Can't imagine he does. 4th choice centre-back. Yeah, I'm going to say. I'm not worried that Wes Morgan's injured. Transfers, it's obviously got all the up-to-date transfers in there. I'm not going to be committing to captains or anything right now. What I haven't seen on there is budgets. Oh, well. Okay, then. So we've got £1 million to spend and no spare wage budget, really. So there's not going to be much potential for bringing anybody in unless we sell somebody. That's interesting. That's a new feature. Next season's minimum guaranteed budget will be £33 million. It'd be interesting to see if when we get to January, whether I can start signing players based on that budget. That would be a cool thing to be able to do. But I like knowing that we're at least going to get some money next year, even if we've got no money this year or any of our players wanted by other teams. There's a few potential outgoing transfers, but they're for players we don't really want to be losing. So I think we might be going with the squad that we've got initially. If we head back into that squad view, and obviously I've not got the LOLLUJO view set up yet. I will get that set up imminently, and it'll be on Steam Workshop as soon as it can go on there. But if we sort this by who our best players are, just to get an idea of the kind of system that we're going to play. I mean, the game was already having us lean towards the 4-3-3, which was my preferred formation throughout FM20. So my instinct is to go 4-3-3 again. Vardy and Maddison. Interesting that Maddison's best position is as a left winger, apparently. I always considered him an attacking midfielder, but if he can play out there for us as an inside forward, James Maddison finds a way into this Leicester team. This is why I was never able to really fit him into the team at Spurs, because I didn't play with an attacking midfielder. But if he's now got his best position as left wing, Maddison's in. Ndidi and Tielemans in midfield, and Pereira, although he's injured for 3 to 4 months with damaged cruciate ligaments. So have we got a backup right back? Castagne's down there, so that's fine. We've got cover there. What I am noticing is we don't really have much in the way of backup when it comes to striker. Slimani at 32, he's only a year younger than Vardy. He's a target man, so not my kind of striker at all. And he's not exactly set the world alight since he's been at Leicester either, has he? A £29.5 million signing. Not yet made it into double figures for goals and been out on loan for the last several years. So I don't think he's the answer. This is screaming out for needing another striker, because at 33, if we get an injury to Jamie Vardy, we're going to have to play Kelechi Iheanacho. And if this had been FM17, that would be a delightful prospect. But unfortunately, in FM21, Kelechi Iheanacho is probably not the one for us. So, I mean, I don't know what there is in the way of free transfers that we've potentially got available to us. We've got a few scout reports that are already in. If we have a look on scouted players for strikers, I mean, there's no one there available for nothing. Perhaps we could go to... I mean, I can't believe we're talking about winning the Premier League, and now we're looking at free transfers. There you go. There's your answer. We're going to sign Mario Balotelli. We might sign Mario Balotelli. Let's offer him a trial. Pato as well. If this is FM12, we're all over Alexandra Pato. Mandzukic is probably a little bit too old, considering he's older than Jamie Vardy. I want to get into one of these recruitment meetings, but I don't think they happen immediately at the start of the game, which in an ideal world they would, because that's what I would want to do. Feet under the table at the new club. Right, I'm here. Let's get the scouts going off doing what I want them to be doing immediately. But I don't think there's any way for us to trigger those things ourselves. I think they just kind of pop up and happen at some point during pre-season. But let me pick a tactic, pick a team, and get a real solid idea of what we're going to need to work on during this summer. So I'm not saying this is definitely what we're going with, but obviously this is the tactic that we ended FM20 with. So it would be wrong not to at least try it at the start. And the game itself is actually recommending we look at a control possession, gegenpress, or tiki-taka system, but we're not going to look at those just yet. We're gonna stick with the vertical tiki-taka, at least in the early pre-season friendlies. I've hit quick pick, and this is the team that it gives us. Obviously, Maddison we already know about is injured. Pereira we know about is injured. There's not really much in the way of depth in the squad. You can see we've got the new icons that are certainly going to take some getting used to for me. I have been working with numbers for many, many years, and certainly because colour coding seems to be a key thing about these. And I'm red-green colourblind, so hopefully there's some significant difference in the actual icon itself, and it's not just a colour thing, or else that's going to pose a little bit of a problem. And of course, for position suitability, the circle that we had before is gone. So we're now, if we hit the little drop down, you can see the position suitability for that player in that position. So for Harvey Barnes, his best bet is to play as an inverted winger, either on support or attack. He's a 3-star. In fact, he's fine at inside forward as well, which is what I would prefer to have him play at. But if we take that as our tactic and take it over into squad depth and do that based on the current system and limit this to 3-star players, and this is where we start to see what we have got in the way of squad depth. So Iosi Perez, I didn't notice before when I was looking through the team, presumably because his preferred position isn't as a striker. He wants to be a winger or an attacking midfielder. So that's probably why he didn't come up when I was looking for strikers. But he's a potential backup for Vardy, I guess, as is Slimani. We need to bin off if we can get any kind of money for him. I think it's a fee, it's some transfer budget, and it's a big difference maker when it comes to potentially being able to bring a player in if we can get anywhere near his value. We've got Maddison and Barnes on that side. Not much on this side. I mean, Pereira, I'm going to want to play at right back. Maddison's at left back. Iosi, I guess, is going to have to come out here because Vardy's going to be up front. And then Tielemans and Didi in midfield with Maddison dropping in as he needs to. Or maybe, I don't know, because Ndidi might be there. It looks like we kind of need another midfield player as well. And probably another defender because we've only got the 2 centre-backs and Didi is in there as well. We're a little bit limited in a number of positions. If we had the 2-star players in as well, we do get a few more options start to present themselves. But there's certainly work that could be done on this squad. And it's going to be a challenge doing that work, but we've got no money to do the work with. Well, we can shuffle this around a little bit, but in neither direction is it making any kind of significant difference. So I think what we need to do when we get to that scouting meeting is very much request some free transfers, some cheap players, and see if we can maybe bin off some of these players that are surplus to requirements. Slimani, I'm looking at you. Let me know down in the comments what you would do to get this squad ready to challenge for the Champions League this year. That's my outlandish goal. I would like to get into the Champions League this season. The media thinks 6th, so it's not outside the realms of possibility, but they do think we're not as good as Arsenal, which to me is never a good sign when you're trying to get into the Champions League. But we're going to leave it there on this video. Very much intended to be a first look at the squad. I'm now going to go away and play through the rest of the pre-season. Obviously, we have got the COVID dates all in the game. So the season's not going to start until September. We're towards the end of July now. So I've got a little bit of time to try and do a little bit of wheeler dealing. I'll let you know in tomorrow's video what I've done, and we'll get stuck into the first couple of games in episode 2, which, if we hit 5,000 likes on this video, will be at 11 a.m. tomorrow. Otherwise, it'll be in that 4 p.m. tomorrow slot. Hopefully you have enjoyed this video. If you have, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager 21 videos. And thank you very much for watching.